going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
헤파이스토스 잡자. 제발 나를 도와주게, 크레이토스. 너도 한땐 아빠였잖아.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
오이 오이, 왜 요철목을 안 깎고 가냐고. 에일로이 짱. 올로 가야 돼 이거.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints.
미리 장전해 놓자.
Is that what the tower is for?
제어탑 파괴 또는 강제 전환. 아따가야. 전환이 더 편한데. 이거 뭐 나오려고? 아, 저 아우아시라 저거.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
와 씨. 아, 배고픈디. 아. 아, 똥구멍 사이로 굴러버리기. 뭐야, 뭐한 짓이야, 뭐한 짓이야 이거. 아, 뜨거. 너 약 좀 부리냐? 으아! 아, 저 쿠마. 아니 왜 나한테만 던져? 와, 방패도 쓰네. 이방 훈수 자유냐고? 아니, 훈수 불가. 내 지론 중에 하나가 훈수충은 다 내덕 새끼들이다라는 지론이 있어. 난 그리고 내덕을 존나 싫어하지. 어깨 쪽에. 똥꼬. 타워를 처리하라고? 타워 어딨어? 요거구나. 바로 뒤에 있었구나. 에바. 그냥 부수자. 아, 나한테 칠할 좀 그만해. 아, 이런. CR도 안 먹히죠. 하나 어딨어, 타워. 타워. 됐어. 으악! 마, 전기 좀 팍팍 쏴봐. 아, 안 그래도 배고파 죽겠는데. 아, 뭐 전기를 그냥 쬐끄만큼 그냥 코딱지만큼 쏴대가지고 이거. 뭐 그래가지고 고문커녕 뭐 저기 너구리라도 잡을 수 있겠어?
Please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go.
아라타크가 죽을 줄 알았는데 오레아가 죽네. 시체 없어졌어. 여혐 아니냐고? 그럴 리가 있나. 여혐이면은 에일로이가 주인공을 안 했지. 어디 무슨 프레디 머큐리처럼 생긴 애가 활 들고 나왔지.
It's the only way.
파림 좋다고. 원시인들인데 당연히 파림 좋지 않을까요? 지네들 하는 거라고는 맨날 사냥하고 그런 거밖에 없는데 우리처럼 맨날 키보드 두드리는 사람들하고는 다르다 이거야.
Get me up top, Aratak. Now. I need explosive ammo. Above, quick.
Great Banukai!
이쯤 되면 죽어도 이상하지 않은데? 동사 아니면 갈비뼈 부러져서 죽은 거. 둘 다 살았다.
Aurea is gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Aurea's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
뭔 일이나 일어났냐고. 오레아 죽었어.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
에일로이가 강제 전환하다가 실패한 거 똥치우다가 죽었어. 지가 하고 죽었어. 허머러라 뭐니까 모닥불 해야지.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one
콜렉터용
in
콘텐츠?
particular I thought you would want
야리코미
to
요소?
see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after
뭐
I told her that I could
서브캐라든가
no
뭐
longer defend myself
시험
against the damon's
받는
attacks.
거라든가 그런 거 있겠죠. 뭐 시험 랭킹전하고 막.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him.
아, 현대 물건 그런 거 모으는 것도 있고.
We're so proud. So
야리코미에선
you
좀
see,
있어요.
if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me.
메이드 로봇 되냐고?
You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes.
이 시대에도 메이드 로봇이 없는 거 보면은 적어도 우리 뒤질 때까지는 메이드 로봇 안 나올 것 같다.
In solitude, I focused on my work. In off cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems.
희망을 가질 순 없냐고?
But I was
가질 수
alone.
있지. 애니 속에서.
It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
It was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
아이 또 왜 이러냐 이거. 리스트림 채팅 자꾸 먹통되네.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobeck identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobeck's team.
전에 썼던 거 아예 로그인을
It was
막아버렸어요.
she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something
와 싸가지 없는 놈들 업데이트만 안 시켜줄 줄 알았더니 로그인을 막았을 줄은 진짜 꿈에도 몰랐다. 야 무슨 뭐 중국도 아니고 어떻게 이런 식으로 유저를 이동을 시키나.
Brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
스토리 다 즐기는 타입이냐고요? 가능하면요.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression.
스토리가 너무
It
긴
is
걸 또
simply
좋아하진
trying to
않는데 이왕
discourage
보는
people
거.
from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the
금요일인데
AI
더 할
that
거냐고요?
governs the
아니요?
system, thus bringing
방송당
Hephaestus
나오면 바로
back under its
방송해야죠.
control. When I think of
내
it,
방송은 항상
out there
정량
in some
방송이에요.
unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of
결국은 다
foliage
테라포밍
leads me
시스템.
to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
미신. 다른 질문도 있네.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak.
아따 말 더럽게 많네. 그동안 대화 상대가 없어서 지루했나 봐. 필요한 정보는 다 모았어.
My chieftain,
Just Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
올해 하나 죽어가지고
That's
스토리가 갑자기
destiny.
확 늘어지네.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His mind's on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life, aberrant life, transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
뭔 퀘스트가 아 메인 퀘 뭐 메인 퀘는 했으니까 이거는 DLC 끝났구만 이제. 녹화를